Well, we are continuing our coverage of a story we've been following closely here at NewsNation, the impact of the toxic train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio. Residents in the town are now making new demands, calling for Norfolk Southern to pay for residents to move and for independent testing to continue for the next 30 years. NewsNation correspondent Rich McHugh was on the ground for a town hall, and here's what one woman had to say about her daughter's health since that derailment.
Her joints are so swollen and she is so tight and swollen everywhere that she can't walk. My daughter had no exposure and no autoimmune symptoms prior to this. We shouldn't have to fight this hard.
And joining us now is Congressman Warren Davidson from Ohio. Congressman, thank you for your time tonight.
Thanks for covering this.
Of course. We've been dedicated to covering the aftermath of the train derailment, as you know. Residents of East Palestine coming together for a town hall just days ago, making new demands from federal and state leaders. So what do you say to those residents who feel like their government has abandoned them?
Look, I think the government is finally paying attention to them. It was shocking and very disappointing early on to see the approach from the administration. You know, state officials were out early, and I think they didn't really understand the full scope of the problem. And people were sent back home, and you had federal officials saying, well, we'll send our people out when it's safe to come. That certainly didn't boost anybody's confidence. And then they went into this phase where it was kind of admit nothing, deny everything, make counter accusations. And Norfolk Southern was a little slow to take responsibility. And I think that's where the responsibility clearly lies. It is their train. It is their track. It was their duty to keep this train from derailing. And there are federal regulatory guidelines and mandates that we think weren't followed there. We need to finish the investigation. Some of my colleagues in the House and some of the folks in the Senate have moved forward with a kind of a ready, fire, aim, let's launch legislation. I think we need to be, you know, with a greater sense of urgency getting the investigations done on exactly what happened. I think the last thing is a lot of people were shocked at how many of these derailments happen all over the country. And I think the real thing is we have to stop saying that's acceptable, and we have to hold the rail companies accountable. The easiest way is to make sure they have liability for all the implications, just like that woman was talking about, her daughter's health, the property values around the area. We've got crops that are going to be impaired. And so you really make sure that they own the responsibility for that. And I think that's the surest way to see rail companies take responsibility and make sure these things don't happen in the future.
So what do you say to those residents today who say they still need help?
I say we're going to do everything we can to make sure you get it. The federal government needs to make sure that, you know, Norfolk Southern's doing the things they're responsible for. Of course, there should be some sort of due process here. You know, you don't want to be dealing with spurious claims. That's the concern. And unfortunately, people are being dismissed, and now they have to prove the harm. I think the reality is we need to be, you know, just like in our FEMA kind of disasters, we come in and help everyone. We probably err on the side of helping people, yeah, there's some spillover there, but we want to make sure people are cared for. And I don't think that that's happening in every case here. I think there's an ongoing effort to kind of minimize liability, and that's concerning.
We have about 40 seconds left. I'd love to get your take on an immigration question. You've been focused on the crisis taking place at our southern border, introducing the Stop the Cartels Act to Congress. To what extent do you believe the U.S. should directly intervene with the Mexican cartels?
We supported sanctions against the cartels. The bill that I've introduced would require intelligence collection on them at the same level that we were doing for ISIS and Al-Qaeda. You know, they're criminals. They're not the same as terrorists, but what they're doing is costing Americans lives. And look, drugs are bad. People shouldn't use drugs, but these drugs are poisoned with fentanyl. So, you know, we have a girl in our district, 21 years old, took a Xanax at a party. Not a good idea, but it's not supposed to kill you. That's happening in tens of thousands of cases around the country. We have to put an end to it. We have to cut off their cash flow. We have to cut off the chemicals that are coming out of China.
All right. Congressman Warren Davidson, thank you as always.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.